All right, guys, welcome back to the garage. We are looking inside of the 2023 2500 here with the 6.6 gas. And as you can see, I've been neglecting it a little bit. I haven't really cleaned the engine bay. We've done like a lot of off-roading and stuff, so it's mainly just like a layer of dirt. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get in here and clean it up a little bit today. First, I'll probably just blow it off a little bit with some compressed air, and then I'll just use some quick detailer, just kind of like wipe down everything, really. No sense in spraying it off and stuff. So yeah, so that's the plan for today. And then I'm gonna get up under here and lube some grease zerks, and then some stuff come in from Summit. Got a new Optima that we're gonna be putting in here. So I'm at the 2-year mark, so it is time to do some stuff. And then where's my other box at that I have? Where'd I put it? I don't know where I put it. Let me find it and I'll be back. All right, guys, found my stuff. We got a trans-pan gasket, cabin filter, engine air filter, or cabin engine, and then trans filter, and then oil filter. So we're not doing all this stuff right now. I'll probably check the air filter and the cabin filter just to see how dirty they are. I'm thinking they're probably okay, but I'm gonna check that air filter because we've been out a few times and want to make sure it's okay. And then, like I said, every 2 years I'm just gonna put a battery in here. So probably on Tuesday when I'm off, we'll put it in, because this one is kind of a pain a little bit, because you gotta move this little box out the way. It's like up underneath there, so it's a bit nice of it just chilling right over there. But anyways, this'll be okay. And then so anyways, I'm gonna get to just cleaning up a little bit of stuff down here in the engine bay, and then bring it back. We'll talk about it, and then we'll lube some stuff up on the chassis, because I'm not sure if it's been done or not, and I haven't done it. I've been neglecting it, like I said. So 2 years, and then I finally made the decision that I'm gonna keep it. So now it's time to start giving her some TLC, But fortunately, she hasn't really needed much as far as services go. Just, a few oil changes. I think I've had like 3 or so, which, probably went a little longer than I should. I think my first one, I went like 7,500, and then the other ones I shortened them a little bit. But for now on, I'm going to do them a little bit more, just because. So anyhow, yeah, let me get in here and clean this up a little bit. All right, well, 10 minutes later, and she is looking a lot better. So we got her all cleaned up now. And I'm gonna pull this, I checked the oil, checked the power steering fluid, looked at everything. And then I'm gonna open this up and check the air filter. So it wasn't too long ago that it was changed, but I wanna check because we've done a couple off-roading things, and we did a big long trip. So we'll check it out and see how it looks. All right, well, air filter's out, so got a little bit of debris in it, but I don't know. She don't look too bad. So, but I'm just gonna put one in anyways, just cause it's just it's a little bit dirty. So yeah, why not? Let's just put one in. The red and tacky right now, and then we'll so it's basically upper, lower ball joints, the idler, and then the tie rod in. So we'll do that, and then I'll show you underneath. Well, we got that finished up. Shit took damn near that whole that whole little tube. So I don't think they were lubing it over at the Chevy. It's Tuesday now, so went up, ran up, got some oil. So we're gonna do the oil change, and then I'm gonna pop the Optima up in here. So let's probably do the Optima first, and then do the oil change. So took the wife's a ride up to there, and telling you, freaking I don't know. I'm just impressed by the little Volkswagen, especially since I worked at Volkswagen for a while. But that one in particular, some of the other ones, yeah. But anyhow, so yeah, let's get it up in here, and we'll start getting some stuff done. All right, changing this battery out, so not too rough. However, this fuse panel box sits on top, so I had to disconnect I probably didn't have to, but I disconnected my winch wire, and then this little guy goes in right here. So right there, this little guy goes in there. So I disconnected that, and then there's a little, like a clip right here, and then there's a clip over here. You just got to pry up, and then I think this side is just pretty much held down by the terminal. So anyhow, so sneak this sucker out of here and get the new one in. Hope it fits. All right, so it looks like we got a holder down there that holds it, kind of like a corner holder, and then we got this deal that comes across the top. So this guy, and then that down there, you see the bolt. So we'll take those out, and if there's any more, I'll show you. Otherwise, you'll be back when the new battery is set up in there. All right, guys, well, I got this battery sitting up in here, and the one thing that I noticed when I set it up against the other battery is that, like, physically it's smaller, like width-wise. So I don't know, like, is it gonna clamp down correctly? So we got this clamp down here, you know, it's not even touching the battery. And then the problem over here, let me show you, is that when we try to put this guy on, we gotta go like that. Oh wait, hold on. Oh wait. What am I doing? Anyway, so we gotta like that, right? So it's basically, it's damn near touching the negative terminal. So I'm gonna tighten this bolt down, see if we can make an adjustment on it, and see if it'll hold tight in there. I mean, if it holds tight and I can connect everything, groovy. If not, let me send this mug back, I guess, or figuring something out, because it says it fits. So anyways, and then, you know, is this gonna clip down on here? I don't want this to be loose. So anyways, we're gonna frickin' try a couple things, and I'll let you know. All right, well, interestingly enough, it fits this battery this battery tray like a glove. So anyways, I don't know what we're gonna do over there. All right, so I made the call. We put the whole battery back in. So I'll just get another one of these from GM, from Chevy, you know, next time I'm around there. And then, you know what is kind of cool now? So now I know what kind of battery fits in here, and I'm going to use this one. So this will be on a future video. So what I want to do is I want to wire up my winch straight to this battery. So how it works now, it goes up in there. You can see that big red wire. It goes up in there and it connects to like a 400 amp circuit that was open. So it goes to that, and then the ground actually goes to the chassis, which I don't particularly like, but it just wasn't gonna work to go over to that. So like in a pinch, I'd use it. I'm sure it would probably be fine. However, I'd like it to go straight to the battery, and then preferably maybe either have a disconnect, like a quick disconnect, or you know, one of those like switches where I can just, if I'm not using the winch, I just turn it off. That way I don't have to worry about it. And or put like a big inline, like 400 amp fuse. It's probably what I'll do, because I hate leaving that, like, especially that big ass wire. It's like freaking 4-gauge wire. I don't like it exposed, because if something happens, then you just basically burn up your truck. So we don't want that. So that's what I'm gonna have to do. So anyways, that'll be in a future video. We'll figure out how to do this, and then I could probably buy some mounts. I'm sure that they sell them. However, we just fab up some that'll work for our needs. So depending on what position we want, whether we want, you know, the terminals here or with the terminals back here, you know, we can make a bracket that suits our needs. So we will do that in a later video. And then it does have a deal back here, so we'll just have to get I'll get my flashlight, but you can see that bolt hole. So that would be for like a, you know, a hold down. So we do a hold down at the bottom and a hold down up top, and then it fits pretty damn good. So that is going to be coming up. Anyways, we're getting off topic. Oh, however, I did want to tell you, let me flip you around. All right, so I got the the other day I lubed up the Zerk, so after I did that, it's steering like butter. Like I wanted to tell you that. So if, you know, lube your shit up and then go drive it, because I was like, damn, you know, like I'm thinking like the last few times I've taken into Chevy for oil changes, like I bet they don't get into any of that. So so check yours, lube it up. It took a whole that whole little tube. Here, let me show you. It basically took that whole tube, because look, I ain't even got much left here. So I mean, it just sucked all of it up in there, and now it steers like butter. The only other thing I'm concerned about too, which I'm gonna have to probably eventually do, maybe like 30 or 40,000, I have to pull that rear U joint out, and there's no lube fitting. I'll double check it today, but I don't think there's a lube fitting on it, so I'd like to put like a nice spicer one in there with a lube, with a Zerk on it, you know, so I can lube it up. But I'll check this one, maybe, I doubt it though. But anyway, so stupid battery situation. But anyway, so we'll continue on with the oil change. So then I'm curious, you know, I see all these people, they're like cutting over their oil up, you know, cutting open their oil filter to see if there's anything in it. You want to do that? Should we do that? Just cut it open and look in there and see if we see anything. I checked the oil the other day. It was still on the hash, you know, it was like the lower side of it. So we'll get the proper level in there this time. I'll physically look at the oil. We'll take a little bit, we'll put it on a little towel and, you know, see what it looks like. But anyways, I guess we could cut the filter open just to see for ourselves what's going on, see how it looks. So maybe we will do that. All right, so oil went well. So, you know, you can see it's just a 15 millimeter drain plug, and then you got your filter there. So I got the old filter up on the bench so we can check it out. And then up here, I found that I had to dump it out of the big jugs. So I found the easiest way. So I filled the oil filter, you know, almost all the way, put it on, and then I zip tied this out the way. That way my little funnel would be, and I could dump it nice and easy. So I'll snip this off. And then I took like right at 8. So I started with 7.5, and then it was just on the bottom of the stick. So then another half quart. Perfect. So so we're good to go. So now we'll button this up, and then we'll move on to inspecting our filter. And then after that's all done, I'm just gonna get under it and just inspect everything, just see how everything looks. So yeah. So anyways, bummer about the battery, but you know, it'll turn into a good thing in the end. All right, so before we start, oil didn't look that bad. As far as like, I didn't see any metal flake or anything in it. The only one I did see, or the thing I did see was like, it was just, you know, it was dirty. So, you know, it wasn't quite as clean as I would like it. So I'm gonna do the next one. I'll do the next one like 3,000, just cause, and then see how. Then just, you know, I'll just keep inspecting the oil and see. So this one was about 4,000, because let's see, I did it at 17, and I'm at 21 right now. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I'm like 4,000, and then like I said, I have 1,000 miles of towing, which I'm not gonna have. However, a lot of my trips are short, so like I'm 5 miles from work. So by the time I get there in the morning, like transmission barely gets to temp, you know, the engine gets to temp, but you know, I don't drive that far. So but I still think it's enough. But so, you know, maybe I just need to do them sooner. And then the last oil change was about 3 months in April. So anyhow, let's cut this just cut this off and just take a peek. Okay. All right, so there's our sample out of the filter. I'll dump a little bit more out, and then you know, should be a pretty good representation of like filtered and unfiltered. But I don't see anything in it, to be honest with you. It looks good. It's dark, but you know, it looks good. So yeah, I don't see anything in there. So anyways, we'll cut the filter open just to see. So I did the patented Dave's Auto dump it on a paper towel thing here, and I don't see nothing. So you know what I mean. So anyways, put a little bit more out. Let's see. I just don't see anything. Looks good to me. Okay, so we'll cut the filter, we'll look at the element, and I'll show you what that looks like. Well, my assistant here has cut open the filter, or at least assisted. So we're gonna pull that sucker off. So, see if we can. I got it in the vise pretty good, so see if we can. Get it up on out of there. All right, hold on, let me remangle it, unmangle it, if you will. All right, well, here's the inside of our filter. So, probably wedge this off here. And then we just want to like look down on the plates. I mean, physically on the outside, I don't see nothing. I've got it opened up here, and so grab that and like pull it apart a little.
Pull it.
So grab this end and just make it longer. Yeah, but put your hand, one hand here and one hand here, and stretch it out. There you go. Yeah, she's looking pretty good. I don't see nothing on her. I think it was a waste of time. However, I never cut open a filter before, so I figure, what the hell. Anyways, pull this one. Okay, we don't see nothing on that. Okay, go ahead and flip it over. Okay, do the thing again. Do the thing. She's looking pretty good. What's that? What's that? A piece of something? What is that? Okay, pull that apart. Just lay it back down. Alright, well, sorry for the poor cameramanship. It's trying to hold the phone and look at the same time. I don't really see anything. I saw one thing and it could have been from cutting it open, but that's all. Like I don't see it. And it could have been a bubble too. I don't know. Can I pull that one apart again? Yeah. Let's see this here. What is that? Is that a piece of something? What is it? I don't know. Could have been a piece of something, I suppose, but that's all I see. Let's see nothing else. Everything looks good. We're gonna call this a day. So here's what the filter looks like. I just cut the two ends off. And you got this guy, and then there's a little oil change done. Almost a battery. And then we lubed it all up. I might get up underneath there, bring you with me. Show you them lube points. All right, next up we're onto the cabin filter, and this sucker is pretty dirty. So anyways, we're gonna put a new one in right now. Alright, I think we have enough light. So there is a lube point on top of here, on top of the ball joint, well, the control arm of the ball joint. And you got another one right here. So it's probably similar on all like bunch of years back Chevys, but I just wanted to show you. So you got one there, so you can see that one. Tie rod end. Try to keep the camera in a good. So tie rod end, you got a Zerk there. Then you got a Zerk on top here, the Fitment arm. And then coming over here, you got a Zerk on top of here, and this is the idler. And then, if you can see right there, see the tip of that? That's your lube point for the top of that idler. And then same thing over here, you got the tie rod in. So that's it. That's the only places I saw that I could grease. So anyhow, I just wanted to show you, just so you know, if you get one of these trucks. And I will be lubing them probably every time I do the oil, which I'm gonna do 3,000 next time, and then see how it looks, and then we'll go see if it looks good, and then maybe we'll stretch it out like 4,000. So we'll see how the mobile one does compared to the Dexos, which I'm sure it's probably about the same, but we'll see. All right, let's see. Let me get up on out of here. All right, guys, I appreciate you rolling with me. Hopefully this was informative and get a little information out of it. But anyway, so we cut our zip tie off here and double checked everything, and so we're ready to go. So I'm just gonna pull it up on out of the garage. I double checked. I forgot to hook up a wire over there, so I hooked that back up, and and we're good to go. So